A heartbreaking twist at the start of Grey's Anatomy Season 22, the story behind a tough farewell. Grey's Anatomy shocked viewers at the end of its 21st season with one of the most dramatic scenes in recent years. A massive explosion inside Sloan Memorial Hospital's operating room after a highly flammable acetylene tank was accidentally brought in. This fiery disaster left the fates of numerous beloved characters hanging in the balance. The series showed only Meredith Grey, played by Ellen Pompeo, along with a handful of other doctors after the blast, leaving fans anxious about who survived when the show returned. Now, with the Season 22 premiere behind us, showrunner Meg Marinis and her writing team have finally revealed which characters made it through and which didn't. Dr. Atticus Lincoln, or Link, Chris Carmack, narrowly escaped death, but faces a challenging road to recovery. However, it was Dr. Monica Beltran, portrayed by Natalie Morales, who became the show's sole casualty. Monica was trapped and crushed by hospital machinery, but remained alive long enough to guide surgical intern-turned-resident Jules, Adelaide Kane, in saving a child on the operating table. In a candid chat with The Hollywood Reporter, Marinis takes us inside the decision-making process about who lived or died, discusses the emotional aftermath for Jules and Dr. Amelia Shepard, Katerina Scorsone, teases the tough journey ahead for Grey's eternally hopeful Dr. Link, and hints at what fans can expect from Meredith Grey this season. After the explosive Season 21 finale, what was your initial mindset about the characters' fates? I honestly didn't want to lose anyone, not a single person. Even during post-production, when deciding on visual effects, I insisted we would save everyone, despite the massive nature of the explosion. But once we reconvened in the writer's room, reality set in. Saving everyone would lessen the episode's emotional impact, so we had to face the hard truth. Someone had to be lost. How intense were the conversations in the writer's room about who would die? Our writer's room is generally warm and collaborative, so even heated debates stay friendly. We had a small group in the OR at the time of the blast, and we carefully zapped out the domino effect of any death. If this character dies, what story unfolds? And what about this character? We scrutinized each possibility, considering the ripple effects across plot lines and character arcs. Then one morning it hit me. I had to choose Monica. Why Monica? I wanted to highlight a death that was selfless and meaningful. Monica wasn't just dying, she was saving others, specifically a child and Jules, who was inexperienced in the moment. That made her sacrifice incredibly powerful. It was heartbreaking for me personally, too. I cried right after making the decision because I adore working with Natalie Morales. She's phenomenal and a dream to write for. I've promised her I'll collaborate again someday. The impact on Jules and Amelia was central to settling on Monica's fate. Was Natalie Morales emotional about the decision like you were? She stayed professional. As a seasoned actor, writer, and director, she truly understands the importance of story. Although she loved her time on the show, she accepted the narrative necessity. Jules and Amelia are both deeply affected by Monica's death. Jules was physically present, and Amelia had a romantic connection with her. Why focus on these two characters? With Jules, we wanted to pivot her arc. At the end of last season, she was desperate for a solo cardiovascular surgery, but instead, she's thrust into pediatric surgery amid crisis. Unfamiliar territory since she's not a fan of working with children. This challenge deepens her growth. Meanwhile, Amelia had just been emotionally invested with Piper Parabo's character and the child involved in the finale. We wanted to show that even after saving Link, Amelia's emotional struggles aren't over, especially as she's taking on increasingly impossible surgeries. What about Link's survival? How close was he to dying? It was very close. He flatlined in the stairwell. We seriously debated it. We adore Link as a character and Chris Carmack as an actor, but given everything this couple has faced, we weren't ready to go there yet. Amelia's backstory, including losing her father young, added more emotional layers to their storyline. Link and Joe's wedding didn't get much happy time. When planning their wedding last season, Did you intend to take Link's story down this path? Yes, deliberately so. We wanted that joyous moment to precede the challenges ahead. Did Chris Carmack worry about his character's fate when he first read the finale script? Absolutely. During the table read, he joked nervously, wondering if it was him or Nurse Linda who would survive. Linda, thankfully, made it through unscathed. What kind of recovery journey can fans expect for Link? And how will this test his famously optimistic nature? Chris delivers an incredible performance, showing a vulnerable side of Link we haven't seen before. Usually upbeat and lighthearted, Link's forced immobility and injury are hard for him. He's not the kind of guy to just sit and wait, especially with a pregnant wife carrying twins. Not being able to support her fully adds emotional weight to his rehabilitation. How much of the season will show his recovery? He won't be bedridden all season. In the second episode, he's still in the hospital, and the first half of the season focuses on his healing up until the twins are born. Why was it the right moment to give Link this tougher storyline? Sometimes it's not about timing, but about authenticity to the character's experience. After the ordeal of being trapped under debris for so long, portraying that gritty reality felt necessary. Also, the physicality of filming was intense. Chris had to be carried down real stairs and endure dusty, fiery set environments. The whole cast put their hearts into it, delivering some of the most breathtaking performances we've seen. Were there other characters you nearly decided to kill off, but ultimately didn't? Everyone on that OR floor was discussed in depth, but I'd rather keep some of those debates under wraps. How does this high-drama, tension-filled premiere set the tone for the rest of the season? And how do you feel about leading the show in your third year as showrunner? I wish I could say it gets easier, but it doesn't. There's immense pressure to keep the show fresh and engaging after so many seasons. This premiere brought back the classic Grey's Anatomy disaster vibe. Yet there will also be quieter, emotionally rich episodes. Episode 2 marks our 450th episode and balances high stakes with touching, nostalgic moments, reflecting the explosion's lingering effects. What real-world themes influenced this season's storytelling? Hope is a major thread. Given the endless challenges people face these days, especially this past summer, we wanted to explore how hope can be found, lost, and regained. Who inspires hope in you? How do you become a source of hope for others? This theme threads through the characters' journeys as they strive to recover and rebuild. Ellen Pompeo has said she plans to remain on the show with about the same screen time as last season. Has anything changed? No changes. We're thrilled to have her whenever possible. Scott Speedman's schedule is shifting a bit due to other commitments, but Meredith will still be central, especially early in the season. With Ellen filming in chunks, what can you reveal about Meredith's upcoming storylines? She'll be heavily involved in the hospital's rebuilding efforts after the explosion, and will serve as an emotional pillar for her sister, who is grappling with a profound loss. Any nostalgic returns or surprises fans can look forward to? We have a few former characters visiting, and Meredith will reconnect with some old faces, potentially even returning to her previous home. One exciting thread is Ben Warren, Jason George, coming back stronger and no longer on probation with Teddy, Kim Raver. We'll explore his journey toward leadership and how Bailey, Chandra Wilson, views him. Plus, Nora's story may not be over despite her transfer. The ongoing split between Teddy and Owen, Kevin McKidd, will definitely feature this season. Simone quickly revealed to Lucas that she had been with someone else. Where will their relationship head? Simone's confession wasn't about guilt, but a way to communicate their relationship shouldn't continue. It was a blunt, honest moment that added interesting layers to the dynamics between their close circle. What can you say about the new interns this season? West, Trevor Jackson, is super confident, maybe overly so, despite being new. Simone is trying to suppress her feelings, but can't quite escape them. And Sweet Danny is bound to have a challenging first day. Watching the residents step into teaching roles, often while still making mistakes themselves, adds a fresh dynamic. It can be nerve-jangling for everyone involved. Have you been in touch with former star Eric Dane following his ALS diagnosis? While my scripts didn't feature McSteeny, whose character had already died, I did know Eric early on. His diagnosis is heartbreaking, and others from the show have reached out to him. New episodes of Grey's Anatomy air Thursdays at 10 p.m. on ABC and stream the following day on Hulu. So what do you think? Was Monica's death necessary for the story, or should the writers have saved every last character from the explosion? Is Grey's right to keep pushing the envelope with high-stakes drama after 21 seasons? Sound off in the comments below.